Yeah.
I don't know about a movie.
Oh, but I wanted to talk more about. I wanted to figure out what our movie of the week this week was going to be. Oh, we already agreed. Yeah, it's Edge of Tomorrow. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Wait, it's Edge of Tomorrow?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, I just wanted to write it down.
Yeah, I've got it. It's a great fucking movie.
Yeah, I love that movie.
It's PG-13, and that almost makes me hesitant nowadays.
What's
Because it's
worse?
like, it's not going to have super cool violence.
Which one's
It was Jack
naughtier,
Reacher. Jack
PG-13
Reacher, I was thinking
or
about.
PG?
What did you say?
What do you mean?
What's naughtier, PG-13 or PG?
PG-13.
PG-13.
PG-13. Oh, and by the way, sometimes people fuss about interrupting. You got to understand there's a delay on this thing. A lot of times we interrupt each other because that little micro, pause that means it's your turn to talk. It's all delayed.
I'm going
and
next.
Stuff. Yeah.
We watched X-Men Days of Future Past last night, and that was great. I liked that too.
I thought it was good.
I haven't seen that.
I think Edge of Tomorrow is significantly better than that movie.
Yeah, maybe. I really liked that scene where the guy ran around the room with the music and the headphones and everything. I like the fighting scenes.
That guy was so powerful, he could have solved so many problems.
Oh, yeah, all the problems. He was just incredibly
You need
powerful.
to remove Magneto's helmet? This guy effectively stops time. He's so fast.
There's this scene, and they're in the 70s, and this guy's wearing a Pink Floyd T-shirt, and he's got these goggles on. You never really understood why he wore goggles before, and his thing is he can run really fast. And they're in a situation where the security officers come in, the Secret Service, whatever, and they all start shooting at the mutants, and the bullets are coming in slow motion, like Matrix style. And this character puts his headphones on it. I don't know what the song is, but it's just this soft ballad,
It's
playing
Guardians of the Galaxy inappropriate, but somehow works anyway.
Yeah, it's this silly ballad song from the 70s, and he starts running super fast on the walls, and as he goes, the water drops are hitting his goggles and exploding, and he goes to each cop and moves their arm and puts their fist right here, and then he takes his pinky and just touches the elbow, and that's enough to knock them out, and he's going around moving the bullets everywhere.
So they miss.
So when he finally
and music
gets back,
is playing in real time?
because he's going in super slow motion as he does all this, and
There's
everything.
some plot holes.
Are there?
Here's the thing. First of all, it's weird to me that his music player, which I assume is a tape deck in the 70s, played it super fast, so it worked normally for him, right? Because he's playing several minutes of song.
Because it's on him.
I get that, but it seems weird. But there's another thing. He was running at what I'll call Mach 1, but it was actually more like the speed of light around the room. But the room was filled with fluids in the air, they had drinks or something. So as he's running, it was almost like he was running in a still rain. So that means that raindrops are hitting his face at 1,000,000 miles an hour, which you would think would rip him in two, unless he's bulletproof or something like that lets him run through, the difference in speed. Bullets were barely moving. Bullets took, in his time, 3 minutes to get to a person. He's running so fast, the rain would have hit his face at a rate that would destroy him.
Are you trying to science Marvel right now?
I just did.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Santa Claus thing. The Rangers would burn to death and incinerate at the speed they needed to move for it to actually work.
Don't ruin X-Men for me. I really enjoyed that. Suspend your disbelief, you Grinch motherfucker. Jesus Christ. You're mad because the raindrops didn't hurt him. That would have made the experience better if he had a full face shield and they were exploding on it and they were scary drops.
No, because they would have went right through the shield at how fast he was moving, Kyle.
He was moving really
just
fucking
physics.
fast. I liked that guy.
I'll have to watch it.
I liked that. I liked that Halle Berry was kept to a minimum. That was nice. I liked that Jennifer Lawrence was pretty much naked the whole movie and blue, and that was hot.
She was the Mystique.
Yeah, she beat up a lot of people. That was really cool. I liked what's his name? Who's Tyrion Lannister? Fucking Dinklage. Peter Dinklage
Yep.
I like Peter Dinklage in the Thing. He was pretty good. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was
And
the
he's
best
the villain,
X-Men
the main
movie.
villain.
He's he's sort of like the guy behind making the Sentinel program. I wouldn't say he's the main villain, but he's one of the main problems. The main villains, I guess, are the Sentinels. There's like multiple timelines and stuff. If I remember correctly, it seems like they butchered the comic, because I thought that Bishop, the black guy from the future, was the one who was like the main character in that comic story. Like he was coming back from the future and telling the X-Men that all of this stuff had happened and they were going to go try to fix it. But this was more like Bishop came back, never had any lines, and then Wolverine goes to the past to fix everything. It was just another Wolverine movie in some ways.
I like Wolverine, but sometimes I feel like I'm the only one who thinks he's equally interesting to the other X-Men and not the most fascinating, coolest, badass.
Yeah, I agree. I would rather, and that's not how the comics were. Like Storm has a whole backstory. She's from fucking Africa. Like she has this whole like back home in like this African nation other story with, her relatives who also have powers and shit. Like Gambit has all kinds of cool stuff. Rogue
Gambit's
has cool
cool.
stuff. Yeah, Gambit's great. Like there's tons of side stories they could go down. They could go into the Juggernaut. They just glossed over the Juggernaut and made him like a third-tier character. That's fucking Professor X's half-brother. Step-brother. That's his step-brother. That's the deal with him. His powers are magical. Fucking magic. Like, that's a whole cool storyline they could have went on.
When I watch... Oh, sorry, I thought there was a gap. When I watch The Avengers, that movie, it's not the Captain America show or the Iron Man show or the Incredible Hulk show. They managed to get all the characters in really nicely, but that doesn't happen for X-Men. It just becomes,
There's just so many X-Men to get through, right? I'm not a
they
big
focus
comic
on
book
Wolverine
guy.
so much.
They could pick a top 5. Like, I think I'd be okay with that, and I'd understand
That's
the
how
limitation.
that's how the cartoons were. You had Cyclops, you had Storm, Rogue, Jubilee would usually stay back at the mansion, but there'd be episodes just for her. Wolverine would be out there. Beast usually stays back at the mansion. Professor X always stays back at the mansion. So who am I missing?
I don't know.
That was like it. That was the team. That's like 5 or 6 guys.
Colossus.
Colossus came occasionally. He was like every 7 episodes you might see Colossus. Main team.
What the
Rogue,
X-Men
Storm,
mainly about
Gambit.
the Sentinels though?
No, that was just a different chapter. It wasn't mainly about the Sentinels. It was about a lot of things. There were different storylines, and
Are we talking about the most recent X-Men?
we're talking about comics and cartoons now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my mistake.
There's lots of storylines. They face off against aliens and all kinds of stuff. It's Marvel Universe, so it's big. Spider-Man gets into what characters do. It's a big.
I
universe.
never been into comic book movie stuff.
You know what I want? Wings, what genre of movies do you want to get big? Because I've said mine before. I'm sorry, what did you say?
What genre movies you want me to get big? Like, I need more information. Like, describe what big is to you.
I wish westerns were as popular as superhero movies. I'm kind of wrapped up. Like superhero movies, I enjoy them. Even now, if they come out, I have an interest in them. But I feel like it's movies about superheroes and love, and that comprises like 80% of what you see. I like sci-fi, but if I could pick, I think I'd see some westerns.
I love westerns. I hated them as a kid, but I love them as an adult.
Yeah.
But like for me, I'm with you. I like westerns and I like World War II movies. I like that's it. Westerns and World War II movies.
I want a new Vietnam movie.
Yeah, I'd like to see a historical war movie.
What if fucking Quentin Tarantino made a Vietnam movie, and this time we won, and we killed a whole bunch of goops?
Did Quentin? Who made?
I want a Korea movie. Nobody ever makes movies about Korea.
Who made
Nobody.
the Brad Pitt World War II movie?
Tarantino?
Rage or something like no.
No.
Whoa,
World War Z.
are you talking about Inglourious Bastards?
I
Or are you
am,
talking
yes.
about this new tank movie?
I was talking about Inglourious Bastards.
Bastards.
Oh, yeah, that's Tarantino.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I stand right next to you in my request for a Tarantino Vietnam parallel world movie.
And I want my scalps.
I think Django Unchained is Tarantino's last movie.
He's making the Hateful Eight. It's coming out.
No, he's
next
making
year.
Hateful Eight.
Oh, I thought. Well, I heard he had said that he was done.
Nope.
It better not be. He's too good to quit.
Eightful Eight's coming out next year. It's a western.
That would be good as shit.
It is gonna. It's happening. The script's already been leaked. If you want to read the script.
Here's a movie I'd want to see. I think I've said this before. I want to see a movie with Jules' character from Pulp Fiction as that kung fu samurai guy walking the earth.
That's my idea.
I think we had it together, Kyle.
I think hundreds of thousands of people have had this idea.
I need a
let's move
PKA
past
story
that.
for that.
Wait, what was the idea?
Jules doing the kung fu walking the earth movie.
Yeah, so in Pulp Fiction, Samuel L. Jackson's character Jules, after he felt that God had saved him via diverting bullets from killing him in a previous scene, he decided that he was going to be like Kane from Kung Fu and quote walk the earth and like kind of let God be his guide and that was going to be his thing. And the movie doesn't get to that point. It ends long before you don't get to see where his story goes. So the idea would be that you'd have a movie now where he has been walking the earth all this time since Pulp Fiction came out back in '91 or whatever it was, and now old Samuel L. Jackson, Jules, is he's finally found what God's been guiding him to this whole time, and this is his big moment. And it's that character again. Maybe you get all the LA gang back together. It's a Pulp Fiction sequel. You could do it that way.
They're too old.
Why not? Are they?
I think so. That movie's 20 years old. I had a problem with Trailer Park Boys.
Oh, I love the new Trailer Park Boys.
I still haven't watched it.
I think the new ones are good.
I don't know. I was totally wrapped up in all the gang's adventures and the shopping cart fixing and stuff like that. It just really worked for me, and I can hardly stay awake through. Of course, I've been working 24/7, but the current Trailer Park Boys, it's making me a narcoleptic.
I like it. I watched the whole season in like 2 sittings.
Ricky's a lot more toned down, but that's the only thing I've seen different.
Ricky, but I think it's the age of the characters. That and the fact that there's, I don't know. It seems like a replay.
It seems like Bubbles doesn't age. Like everybody else looks older.
That's true. Bubbles doesn't age. He's weird that way. But is it? I guess it's Julian or Julius.
Julian.
Yeah. Or
Okay,
Jules.
that guy looks tremendously older.
Oh,
than
that's
me.
not Jules. Yeah,
Like
he looks a lot older.
And Ricky aged pretty well, but I don't know. I'm not the performance is different in my eyes. I'm not sure if it's me that changed or him, but he looks like he's bad acting now. Whereas before, it took me an episode or two to realize it was a show. I'm dumb.
Oh, I love that. That's how I always introduce it to people. I introduce it like it's real. I'm like, look at this show, man. It's kind of like Cops. They follow all these people around.
Maybe that's what took me so long, because you introduced me.
Kyle,
I might have done that.
I'll see if you notice this. You know that Trinity and Jacob end up get a baby.
Yeah.
During the last season, like if you think about it, Jacob has to be in his like middle to late 40s, because he was grown during the season 1 when Trinity was like 6.
Yeah, Jacob's way too old. Yeah, I know. And Trinity's like, I don't know, 18, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
In real life?
In real life, yeah.
No,
like,
in the show.
In the show.
Yeah.
well,
There's no
the same
babies in
actress
real
that's
life.
playing Trinity when she was like 6, and now that's the same actress.
Okay, all right.
Well, they've changed actresses at least once.
No, that